story is absolutely dependent on the Moses story. And that would be ludicrous for Herod to try to kill people in a certain area of his kingdom. He would have a revolt on his hands. I don't know how you think people behave when you try to take their children away from them and kill them. I mean, you're in serious trouble. It's just impossible to even conceive of. I know people accept this story without thinking when they hear it. Then it becomes part of their psyche. But honestly, think about it. Herod did not do that. He did not do that. And it's not even clear that the Moses story. But if the story is there, it's because of the Moses story. And a lot of the other miracles, according to Jesus, you'll find them in the Elijah stories. Between the Moses story and the Elijah stories are many of the Jesus stories. You say, oh, well, that means they happened. No, that doesn't mean anything. It just means that one author is dependent on the other author to present a prophet. Mighty signs that prophets are supposed to have. I'm afraid there are no signs. For that, Muhammad, as you've been seeing Cheryl in the Islam class that we're doing, Muhammad's at least got that on top of some of the others. He doesn't claim any signs. What's his sign? One sign only.
His sign?
Yeah, what's his sign? Quran.
Oh, yeah.
He said, this is my sign, this book. If you can write a book like I wrote, okay, fine, but you can never do it, he says. Basically he said, if you can write a book like me, okay, fine, but if you can't, shut up. That is the only sign in Islam, the Quran. And he's got something there. I mean, he's the only guy so far that comes along with a sign that really is credible. Write something as good as I wrote, and I'll listen to you. If you can't, shut up. That's what the Muslims say, and they still say it, yes.
I mean, do you have any evidence, historically and scientifically, that the event did not take place, or that it did take place?
I don't have any evidence of any kind. I'm talking about what? No. What? Which I told you why I don't think that this event took place in killing all the Hebrew children and putting them into the river and all this sort of thing. Because I told you the Pharaoh is down 400 miles away. These are cities for what? He's talking to the Hebrew midwives. Oh, I've already gave you the evidence for them. I thought we just went through that. The Moses story is largely fictionalized. Maybe they tried to kill some Hebrews. I don't know what they did, but not like the story presents it. And the Jesus story, yeah, I have evidence. Herod was a very unpopular ruler, and he was not going to start killing children in whole areas. He would never have survived it, okay?
I'm just curious. I don't know if there's something you got. I mean,
I just gave you the evidence. It would be a foolhardy. You know what people think of. What, you're going to go to a town and kill all of the children in a Semitic town, and you think you're going to get away with it? You know, I mean, come on. I mean, it's just crazy. But I don't have better proof than that. You know, I'm just an historian. I know it's a reality.
Just the other day, they kicked every Jew out of their home in the Gaza Strip.
Yeah, well, Herod wasn't that. Herod, there's no evidence of it in Josephus, okay? And Josephus is an historian who would have recorded things. In fact, Herod killed his own children is what he did, because he was afraid of them. And then what happened when he died, he wanted his successors to kill a lot of people so that there'd be mourning for him. But when the successors came, they let them all go because they knew they couldn't kill people like that. There's all kinds of stories in Josephus that gainsay it. I'm sorry, I don't have time for that. I just thought it was realistic to tell you I mean, these stories. Come on. Honestly, I mean, you think that the New Testament story doesn't owe something to the Old Testament story about Pharaoh wanted to kill all of the Jewish children, and then Herod wanted to kill it? You don't think that the two are related?
No, I think that's definitely valid.
Well, then...
I'm just asking if you can prove something.
Yeah, I can prove it. It's not mentioned in Josephus, who's a contemporary historian, who doesn't mention, in fact, just shows just the opposite. The only children Herod ever killed were his own, because he was jealous of them. And when they did want to kill people for their be mourning at his funeral, his successors let him go because they knew there would be huge uprising otherwise. And they never were that powerful. And taking the people out of Gaza, that's an organized Israeli government with a parliament and so on. And even then, they almost had civil war on that one. They weren't killing anybody.
What about the Holocaust? I'm
The
saying.
Holocaust, you're dealing
People
with
have
a
seen
Nazi
people got
regime.
away with it.
Yeah, well, you're dealing with a Nazi regime that has overwhelming force and modern techniques, and unarmed population. I mean, if in your mind the Holocaust is anything similar to Herod, you're like, you're just not even in the same ballpark.
I'm just saying, like, people are mistreated, I don't know. They've been mistreated since,
Well, a ruler who wants to survive does not kill his own people. Hitler's killing foreign people. He's not killing his own people. What, Hitler's going to go into Berlin and kill all of the German children? I mean, again, that's why I want to get you to think rationally. The examples you give me, I'm trying to be tough. I've got to take a break, and I'm trying to hurry here, but the examples you give me aren't serious examples because they're not parallel. I mean, Hitler going into Poland or Ukraine and massacring people is the same as Herod going to his own kingdom and taking people out and trying to kill them all? Okay, in secret maybe, but in public? Yes, Saddam Hussein can take people out in private with secret police, but you're not going to take people out of families publicly without a huge uproar in the Middle East, not free people, and, you know, as again, read your secrets on it. See what the situation really was. Nothing like the New Testament portrays. It's just a totally different universe. Sorry, I mean, I shouldn't make those asides because honestly, they are complicated. I wouldn't. Anyway, I'm sorry, we got to hurry up here. I'll talk at the break with you about that further. Let me go back here quickly. I want to finish this episode before we take a break here. So all this, the miracles, the signs, he puts his, again, I don't think I have to convince you that you can't put your hand in your shirt and it turned leprous and then they pull it out and it's healed. Now, I mean, if you think you can, I'm not in the same universe as you. I don't need to prove those points I would have thought in a scientific modern world. This is a literary world, so it's possible. The New Testament is a literary world, so it's possible, but not in a scientific universe, it's not possible. The day you find me someone who can do this, I would really be, I'm willing to listen, and you can give me 10 billion people, there won't be one example of this happening. I don't even think that needs a proof, but never mind. Let's go on here to what the point of this story is. Look, I can't speak. This is what Freud picked up out of this, line 10. I'm not eloquent. Freud said that shows that he can't speak Hebrew. It actually shows he doesn't speak Egyptian because he's supposed to go to Egypt and speak. But in any case, Freud said he was slow of speech. You always said, who